स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaaya te namaha. My salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, who descended on this earth to establish the Dharma, who is the embodiment of all the world religions, and who is the best among the incarnations. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today, after I think 2 or 3 weeks, we are having again Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play today discussion. So I was thinking, actually, if you see the pattern, I am going little back again in the chapter, Master bestows grace on Mathur. Because I felt narrations are important incidents I had mentioned, but I didn't go into deep. Then I thought probably I will discuss more today. And especially I was thinking about Sri Ramakrishna's bhava at different times. So these things sometimes here and there I've mentioned, but today I'll be mentioning Sri Ramakrishna's bhava during Durga Puja. During Durga Puja, which is a very important festival in India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and all, and especially the eastern part of India, it is very important. It is almost like a national festival for them. And for Sri Ramakrishna also being the son of the Divine Mother, for him also it is important, no doubt. And that day or that year, he had gone to Jan Bazar. Jan Bazar is the place where Mathurnath Vishwa's residence was there actually. And this time, since because they are from rich family, they had definitely had a very good arrangements with all the great pomp and show. But that particular year, since Sri Ramakrishna was staying along with them, so Mathurnath Vishwas and his wife Jagadamba Dasi, they were extremely happy and they were feeling blissful because the master is staying with them and they have got a physical presence of the master, Sri Ramakrishna. And there, Swami Shardananji makes a mention. Sri Ramakrishna was there in this Jan Bazar. Probably most of us who have read the Katha, Leela Prasanga, Divine Master, you will be knowing it. He mentions just a one passing remark, Swami Shardananji. Sri Ramakrishna was childlike in Jan Bazar. He was moving every place in the Jan Bazar just like a small child. What happens with the child generally? The child will be always have inquisitive. The child will be going to the every room or every part of the building, and especially even time. The child tries to observe what is happening and it tries to question. And with that inquisitiveness and the guilelessness, it keeps going. And also apart from that, there will be no barrier to the child. For example, in the olden days in India, especially in the aristocratic family or in the big families, the men apartment or the place where the men used to stay and the female used to stay were two different. And the inner apartments, only the family members were, only very close family members were allowed to go, others were not. Now, whereas Sri Ramakrishna is a guru for both of them, Mathurnath Vishwas and Jagadamba Dasi, but there was so much freedom for him, he used to go to the every nook and corner, including inner apartments. He used to go to the inner apartments as a guileless child. Then what was the reaction from the other people? Mathurnath Vishwas and Jagadamba Dasi are the disciples, never mind. But what about the other ladies? And the Swami Shardanji makes a beautiful remark there that even they never used to feel bad or they never used to feel embarrassed. Because they never used to feel that they are female and Sri Ramakrishna is a male and we have to keep ourselves separate. So like a child or just one among them, they used to find or they used to feel. So that was the mood in Sri Ramakrishna was, roaming or he was moving in the Jan Bazar. That's one thing. And the Durga Puja has started. One fine day evening Vespers is supposed to happen, is supposed to start. And Sri Ramakrishna was in the inner apartments. Now Jagadamba Dasi, she prepares herself and she was about to leave to Vespa. And Sri Ramakrishna is sitting in her room in the Bhava Samadhi. Now Bhava Samadhi is different from Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what happens? The experiencer, experience, and experienced, all the three gets dissolved, basically non-duality. Only the experiencer alone stays. For example, when we are seeing a movie or interesting documentary or something, we forget ourselves. We forget about time, we forget about ourselves. We get so much attached to that. We put ourselves into that shoes and we keep seeing into the play or whatever. Now here, Jagadamba, Sri Ramakrishna is in Bhava Samadhi. So it is also Bhava Samadhi is like, it is the highest in the Sakara Rupa meditation. Now, when we try to meditate about the God, we try to imagine. Sometimes even imagination is not possible for us, that God or God form and etc. So sometimes when mind is bit settled and it concentrated, we can imagine the picture or the God's form for some time. If you have got a good concentration, then we can meditate or we can concentrate on the God's form or any desired object. When the same desired object or the object of concentration, when it becomes leaving, it is called Bhava Samadhi. So the worshipper is experiencing the presence of the worshipped completely without any break. That is what we mean Bhava Samadhi. And Sri Ramakrishna is in Bhava Samadhi, where Durga Puja time. Now, since he is in a Bhava Samadhi, he doesn't have any external consciousness, he doesn't have in his body consciousness also. Now, it is a great difficulty or challenge for Jagadamba Dasi. Now, what to do? Whether to leave Sri Ramakrishna alone or to miss the Vespers. Why she cannot leave him alone? Because in that state, he can fall any place. Well, I mean, just recently means in those times, Sri Ramakrishna had fallen and charcoal also, he had some accident. So Jagadamba Dasi was aware. So she was in a fix. Now what to do? Whether to go to Vespa or to take care of Sri Ramakrishna. Interestingly, Jagadamba Dasi immediately she remembered. Now Sri Ramakrishna is in the Bhava. That's why he's in Bhava Samadhi. So Bhava means mood or the relationship. Now Sri Ramakrishna is in which Bhava? In the Bhava of thinking of the Mother Durga. Because Durga Puja, Sri Ramakrishna has got that Bhava, that is Mother Durga. What is that Bhava? Sakhi Bhava. So if you know, there are 5 bhavas. One is Mathura Bhava, Santana Bhava, Shanta Bhava, Dasya Bhava, and Sakhi Bhava. Madhura Bhava is the relationship between husband and wife is what towards the God, worshipper and worshipped. Madhura Bhava. Then Sakya Bhava, Dasya Bhava is the relationship between, owner and the servant, master and the servant. Then Shanta Bhava. Shanta Bhava is very composed, not expressing too much emotions, composed nature. Sri Ramakrishna started with that Shanta Bhava sadhana. The other is Santana Bhava. So mother and son relationship. Then the other is Sakhi Bhava or Sakhya Bhava, that is the friendly relationship. Now, Jagadamba Dasi was able to understand Sri Ramakrishna is in Sakhi Bhava now. Means Sri Ramakrishna is meditating, Sri Ramakrishna have connected himself with the mother, Divine Mother Durga, with the Sakhi as a friend. So immediately Jagadamba Dasi went and she bought some ornaments and she dressed Sri Ramakrishna with the ornaments. Ornaments, just like any woman, lady, she dressed Sri Ramakrishna as a woman and she asked, Baba, don't you come to fan Mother Durga? So she whispered in the ear. Interestingly, Sri Ramakrishna doesn't have any external consciousness and body consciousness. When Jagadamba Dasi, she whispered in the ear of Sri Ramakrishna, Baba, won't you come to fan the mother, Divine Mother? Immediately his mind came bit down and he got up. And Jagadamba Dasi, she holded Sri Ramakrishna, she dressed Sri Ramakrishna in the lady costume and she was taken. And Sri Ramakrishna was fanning Divine Mother Durga during Vespers. Mathurnath Vishwas, he was all along with the men, in the group of men. And in the Vespers, suddenly he saw, where is my wife, Jagadamba Dasi? He saw Jagadamba Dasi and their woman group, and among them, one new lady. He had never seen that new lady. Mathurnath Vishwas saw, new lady, who is that? Then he thought probably she is a friend of my wife, Jagadamba Dasi. I shall inquire about her and all. He kept quiet. Then Vespers over, and everyone dispersed, and Sri Ramakrishna came back. And Sri Ramakrishna came back. Then slowly, his mind has come down. He has got external consciousness, and so his ornaments were removed, his costumes were changed, and afterwards Sri Ramakrishna went back. Sri Ramakrishna went back to the where the men were there, and he sat and he started discussing about the philosophy, religion, and all. And he started explaining the philosophy, intricate philosophies with illustrations. And even apart from Mathurnath Vishwas, even the people who were newcomers are there, they were all astonished by Sri Ramakrishna's explanation of the intricate philosophy and the illustrations and all. So this is the whole story. Now here you see, Sri Ramakrishna was in Sakhi Bhava. That's where, and as soon as Jagadamba Dasi addressed that, his mind reacted, and he went and he fanned. That's the one part of the story. The other part, she was fanning. Now, Mathurnath Vishwas from so many years, almost one decade, more a decade, Sri Ramakrishna and Mathurnath Vishwas both have got a relationship. I mean, both see each other, and they've talked to each other and all. And Mathurnath Vishwas, he was unable to recognize Sri Ramakrishna in that lady costume. So Sri Ramakrishna's body and mind was completely merged in that Sakhi Bhava, and Mathurnath Vishwas was unable to understand Sri Ramakrishna was in the lady costume. So Tanmayata. So Sri Ramakrishna's mind was completely merged in that bhava. Now, if you want to go, or if you want to excel in our spiritual life, this bhava has to be developed. Now, this is a difference between upasana and dhyana and japa. Whoever has taken the initiation in the Ramakrishna Mission tradition, we all get the book called Upasana, a booklet, how to do meditation, japa and all. Now, this Upasana consists of three parts actually. All these things are told in our Upasana book. We might have not noticed actually. Now, every guru gives some preliminary steps. Some praying for everyone, for themselves, and etc. There are a few steps. Then Guru Puja and Ishtadevata Puja and Japa, meditation, all these things. Now, I'm not going to all the details. Now, put all the details in a one framework. There are three aspects which is very important, which some of us we miss it. One is, it is japa. That is a repetition of the Lord's name. Okay. Then the other is meditation. Meditation of the form. Generally, Rupa Dhyana has been told, Guna Dhyana, Leela Dhyana, Swarupa Dhyana, all these things can be practiced, but generally our gurus, they tell Rupa Dhyana. That is meditating on the God's form, vision form. Then the third is very important, is what? Bhava. Japa, dhyana, and bhava. All three things when you put together, that is called upasana. Japa, you understand, repetition of the Lord's name. Dhyana is meditation on the Lord's form. Okay. What about this bhava? So bhava, here two meanings are there, two angles we have to understand in the bhava. Bhava means mood actually. What is this mood? Good mood, bad mood, happy mood, unhappy mood. Is that mood here? Here mood means it is the relationship. What is the relationship between me and the God whom I am worshipping? Oh, he is a God and I am embodied self. I am a Jivatma and he is Paramatma. Generally, we say that, yes, but one mood has to be established and that should be predominant in our sadhana life, which will bring a quality, intensity, and quality in our upasana. You can take, I am a son or the daughter, and the God is father or mother. Or I and God are friends. Or I am the servant, and God is the master. Or I am the mother, and God is the son or the daughter. So this bhava has to be established while doing upasana. When we establish this bhava, then what happens? All the emotions gets purified and it gets concentrated. Then what happens? Our meditation quality, japam quality gets increased, gets become better. Otherwise, what happens? Our japa or meditation becomes mechanical most of the time. Now, Sri Ramakrishna used to take one bhava. When he started with Shanta Bhava for 4 years, and he attained there. He attained the vision. And if you get one bhava success, any other bhavas easily you can get it generally. But if you see in all the great saints as available stories, there one bhava are the most two bhavas we can see. not more than that anyone. But in Sri Ramakrishna, all the bhavas have been manifested, and he has attained success in every bhava. And when he took a particular bhava, that is a mode of approach towards the God, towards worshipping the God, his body, mind, his thoughts, his emotions, everything got merged, got shaped into that, and he attained the success. For that, the Sanskrit word is called tanmayatha. So if we can practice this bhava, our spiritual practice becomes better. Any bhava, sometimes because of our mood or because of our emotions, we can switch over to other bhavas, never mind. But most of the time, predominantly, after some sadhana, we will understand this is my bhava. Maybe Santana bhava, Dasya bhava, Sakhya bhava, Madhura bhava, Shanta bhava, whichever you can take. One bhava should be predominant in our life to establish the relationship between chosen deity, Ishtadevata, and myself, because of which our spiritual practice gets intensified and it's become better. Now, that's what Sri Ramakrishna's life we see. Whenever bhava he takes, his body and mind gets completely merged in that, completely shaped in that. So now you understand. And one more important point is, Shardanji makes a running remark there. He was in Jan Bazaar in the mason or in the castle like. Now, whatever we say, oh, if we are in an ashram, we are in a temple, we are in a monastery, we can sit and meditate. But when we go outside places and all, we cannot concentrate. Yes, that is what happens with all of us when we start our spiritual practice. But now Sri Ramakrishna has achieved the success. So he has not in Dakshineshwar now. He is in the Jan Bazaar, where it is a bungalow where the rich people are there. So many people are coming and going, and all the business dealings are happening. So all worldly talks are happening. So he is not disturbed. First point. Second, he is not rejecting or is not complaining on anyone. Oh, you are so worldly person. You are talking only worldly things, and you are doing this, you are doing that. He's not pinpointing. Second, third, just like when he was Dakshineshwar, how we can be God-centered life or God-intoxicated person. Same in a similar way, even in the Jan Bazaar, where worldly people are staying in the bungalow, even there he was able to maintain that God-centered life. That was natural for us, for him, and for us, we have to practice. So this is a very important few things which I thought I will inform. So here we can see one bhava has to be practiced. And also, what happens to body and mind actually. So slowly your body and mind takes the shape actually. Physical changes may not be much actually, but our face, our character, our personality, everything slowly gets changed. That's why Vivekananda says, take up one idea, dream it, breathe it, make a part and parcel of your life, Swami Vivekananda says. So we should take one bhava, take one idea, and we should think, we should make practice, and it becomes the alpha and omega of our life. And same thing we can see with my Gurudev's case, that is Swami Raghunathanji. Initial days, he read few other books and all, no doubt, but he kept Swami Vivekananda's complete works as a base, and he reread, and he was able to understand, and he was able to remember them verbatimly, and that was his base. And from there, he read so many other scriptures, so many other philosophies, physics, chemistry, maths, biology, everything he read, psychology and all. He used to explain the philosophies and all. But his center was, that is, Swami Vivekananda's complete works. Then comes to Gita, then comes to Upanishads, and incidentally, he used to quote many other scriptures. So either with study or with our sadhana, one path, one mode of approach has to be taken initially and get established. The same thing we can see in all the great people's life. Like for example, Mirabai. Mirabai took that Madhura Bhava, that she is the wife and the Krishna is the husband. And she did sadhana, and she got established there. As a result, she was able to see the Krishna everywhere, at every point, in every place. So, yad bhavam tad bhavati. As you think, so you become. We read in Shastras, we read in scriptures. Now, when we read life of Ramakrishna or life of saints and the prophets, our scriptures gets testimony or it has been confirmed again. That is the interesting point. And Sri Ramakrishna's mere presence elevated the people's mind there. So Mathunath was blissful. Again, Jagadamba Dasi, they were devotees and disciples. Their minds were blissful, and many other people's mind were so blissful and calm and quiet and etc. because of the presence of Sri Ramakrishna. Some were aware, some were not aware. So what happens when you live with the spiritual illuminaries? I think it makes me to remember. I think the sister Christians' comment on Swami Vivekananda. I think once some of the either monk or a householder devotees or someone asks, what is your view or what is your opinion about Swami Vivekananda? And or rather, some prophet was compared with Swami Vivekananda was compared with some prophet or some saint, and they were trying to explain. Sister Christian, who comes to you from USA, she says, please don't compare Swami Vivekananda with anyone. Why? He's a different altogether. And he is the different altogether. If you stay with him, you will feel the divinity and you will experience the divinity. And so, a few other things Sister Christian tells about Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda elsewhere he tells, what I gave to US people, I gave the spiritual power. I awakened the spirituality in among them. So through lecture, it is not explaining the philosophy. It is not explaining the words or the terms or the school of philosophy. Through that, Swami Vivekananda gave the spiritual power for all the audience. That's what Swami Vivekananda himself makes. Now, here one more important, interesting thing is now Madhurnath Vishwas' mind. Madhurnath Vishwas was very happy in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna and all. Now worship is over. Worship is over, and the Dashmi day, the 10th day has come, and that day it is the immersion ceremony. In the immersion ceremony, morning, Darpana Visarjana they do. Darpana means actually mirror. So there it is made from brass or it is from silver. So brass or silver surface is highly polished, and they keep, so the reflection is the mother's reflection, the idol's reflection is seen there, and that's where they do all the abhishekas and all, the water pouring and all, because they cannot do on the clay image. And that Darpana ceremonically they do Visarjana, means they immerse in the water. So where the reflection of the mother's idol has been put in the through Darpana in the mirror and in the water. So that's what traditionally has been Darpana Visarjana is done. And evening generally with a procession they do Visarjana. Now time has come for the Visarjana, and the priest sent a word to Madhurnath Vishwas. Till now, Madhurnath Vishwas was so happy that he was worshipping Divine Mother or the presence of Sri Ramakrishna and all. Now when he was called, he came into senses that there will be Visarjana Puja, and then mother will be taken and she will be immersed in the Ganges. Madhurnath Vishwas said, sorry, I can't allow this. Why? Because why we will do Visarjana or immersion? Because we cannot take care of the mother every day. If you have brought a guest, you have to feed them. So similarly, when you invited mother, you are supposed to feed every day, which is not possible. So we take that prana pratishtha, what we have done, we take inside and we do immerse the clay image. Now Madhurnath said, I have got enough property, enough money, I don't have any problem with the things. So I will arrange for the mother's worship every day. No more immersion, and you will be there. And if you want to someone try, you will be careful, otherwise I will not let you go free or whatever. Then all are in fix now. One is tradition, the other side, the owner is telling not to allow. They were all fixed, they were discussing. Then they came to Sri Ramakrishna and said, Madhurnath Vishwas is doing like this, can you help? Sri Ramakrishna said, oh, that's okay. Then Sri Ramakrishna approached Madhurnath Vishwas. Madhurnath Vishwas, he was with crying. See, he is a businessman, he is the chief of the family, and he's in 50s, 50s probably. So he's crying just like a small baby and is telling, they want to take my mother from me. Just like when mother is going, biological mother, children cry. So similar way, Madhurnath Vishwas is crying now. They want to take the mother from me, so I don't want to allow, Baba. Hope you will accept with me. I said, like child, guileless child, he is crying and he's telling, which is very rare. And people are thinking, what is happening here? Sri Ramakrishna listened everything and he said, yes. But why do you think that? He said very beautifully, he says, oh, is that the problem? This is not the problem at all. Sri Madhurnath says, what are you saying, Baba? What are you saying, Father? Oh, because see, don't think that mother is only in the image. Mother is everywhere, even in your heart. So even the immersion of the statue happens, mother don't leave you. She is in your heart all the time. When When he heard this statement, for some time he was quiet, but he was not fully convinced. Then Sri Ramakrishna tested him. As soon as Sri Ramakrishna tested, his mind got changed and he allowed for immersion. Now, this is what very important. So, this divine touch changes the people. Sri Ramakrishna himself says, why do I do this? Interestingly, elsewhere or here, he says, why do I do this? When I am trying to convince the people, sometimes I see the ignorance or the obstacle is so strong, so mere intellectual discussion, intellectual arguments is not enough for them to get convinced. So I touch them. By touching, what happens? The spiritual power gets transferred. When the spiritual power gets transferred, the obstacle gets loosened or the obstacles gets weakened. Sri Ramakrishna himself says. When I touch someone, what happens? The obstacles, which was an obstacle for the experience, spiritual experience or intellectual experience or understanding, the whatever the strong obstacle was there, either it gets nullified or it gets loosened or it gets weakened. As a result, they will get convinced. Same thing we can see with Narayan also. Sri Ramakrishna said quite a few times they had a discussion about Vedanta. One day when Sri Ramakrishna was telling everything is Brahman, the jug and the kettle and the cart and me and you and all. Naren came and he started making a fun of it. Sri Ramakrishna came out and he asked, what are you talking? Naren was straightforward, truthful, honest. He said, oh, you are telling about this Advaitic experience, which is nonsense. Everything is Brahman and etc. Sri Ramakrishna asked, oh, don't you believe? Naren said, no, it is all nonsense. I don't believe. Then Sri Ramakrishna test, Naren's mind slowly started experiencing the whole world is getting merged into something else, and the whole world was appearing as a dream. Mithya, we say in the Vedantic term. So Mithya, the dream like, and he started really experiencing it. That day is the last time where he argued about the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta with Ramakrishna. Because he had the experience of the Advaitic experience, which has been discussed in the scriptures. So by Sri Ramakrishna's touch, Mathur's mind got changed. He got convinced that Mother is in his heart. So he allowed the things to go. Now, after all these things, now Mathur got convinced Sri Ramakrishna's power. Many times we all say, oh, everything is God's will, everything is Ramakrishna's will, everything is Divine Mother's will and all. But we say that, but do we behave? Many times, no. Contextually or very, for our what do you say, beneficial thing, we say that, but we don't believe completely, or it is sometimes it is a lip service. But now Mathur had already understood, but now he got convinced once more that by Sri Ramakrishna's touch, by Sri Ramakrishna's grace, anything can happen. He is capable of giving anything and everything. Now, science also can give spiritual progress and some things and all. But incarnations and prophets, they can give only few things. Only incarnations and prophets can give, not anyone else. Now, Mathur had a vision of Mother Durga, so he allowed the immersion of the image, clay image. Okay, during Navaratri. So now Mathurnath started thinking, if this is the case, Sri Ramakrishna can do anything and everything, then I should ask something from Sri Ramakrishna. He had already asked sometime, there was a court case. He begged Sri Ramakrishna to bless him so that he can have it. And sometimes he had a problem from the thieves. There was a life threat, and he went and he begged Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him and he allowed him and he blessed him and he was saved. And a few other things and all. He had a grace of Sri Ramakrishna blessings. Now, interestingly, Mathurnath Vishwas is asking that, please give me Bhava Samadhi. Now you see, Mathurnath Vishwas was a bit agnostic initially. Then he became a devotee, but he was very worldly minded. He was a very business minded person. He was always thinking about the business, how to improve and etc. etc. He comes from a low background and he becomes the son-in-law of the aristocratic family and he picks up things. No doubt, he was very logical and rational mindset. He was a worldly minded, business-minded person, and he came into contact with Sri Ramakrishna somehow. Then slowly, his mind is changing. And how his mind is changing, one more example which we can think now is, initially when some thieves had come and they had stolen the ornaments of the deity, one deity. So everyone, then Mathunath Vishwas was told, and Mathunath Vishwas came, Sri Ramakrishna also came. So many people were assembled and they were making all inquiries. And Mathunath Vishwas made a comment. What? God cannot protect his own ornaments, then how can he protect us? And Sri Ramakrishna rebukes him and he says, what? This ornaments is very costly for you, very valuable for you. But for God, it doesn't matter anything. Because the God, mother of wealth, Lakshmi Devi, is sitting in his under his foot, and she is pressing her legs. Then what to think of your few ornaments? It is a mean mind to think like that. Mathunath Vishwas understood and he asked pardon. All these things we know that. Now, some days before, probably either before or after, 1,000 rupees worth Kashmiri shawl was bought by Mathunath Vishwas to Sri Ramakrishna. In those days, 1,000 rupees is more or less 100,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees in the present day, which is very costly, which is a very rare indeed. And it was given to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna covered and he felt very happy, childlike, and he went and showed to the entire, Dakshineshwar, look, there's a beautiful shawl given by Mathur, as a like childlike. After some time, he thought, what? This Kashmir shawl, so costly, so attractive. Again, it is made up of one of the five elements. He dashed it and he started spitting on it, and he was put into fire. He was about to put into fire. Someone came and they grabbed and they took and they ran away. Anyhow, the shawl was spared basically. So he was doing the Viveka there, Swami Sri Ramakrishna actually. All of us we know Viveka means what? Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. What is eternal and what is ephemeral, we should discriminate, and we should hold on to Nitya, and we should give away the Anitya, ephemeral. We know that, but putting into practice is very difficult. But Sri Ramakrishna was able to put into practice there. And when Mathunath Vishwas heard that, instead of getting angry or annoyment, he said, oh, okay, he laughed at it and let it be so, he went. Was he not aware of the worth of the shawl? He knows the worth of the shawl, which is 1,000 rupees in those days, which is very costly. Then why didn't he get angry or annoyed? Because out of respect towards his guru? No, because slowly, that worldly minded Mathunath Vishwas was changing. The worldly mindedness was getting reduced, and the spirituality and the devotion, the spiritual mindset was increasing. When the worldly mindedness decreases and the spiritual mindedness, godly mindedness increases, what happens? Then the world is real, it gets decreases, and the God alone is real, or the consciousness alone is real, it gets increased. As a result, Mathunath, even he didn't care for 1,000 rupees shawl when Sri Ramakrishna handled in such a way. Now, Sri Ramakrishna, Mathunath Vishwas understood the greatness and the uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna once more. Now, he got firmly convinced about the power of Sri Ramakrishna, and he demanded for ecstasy or bhava samadhi. Very interestingly. Now, many of us, we think, oh, if we had if we could live with Sri Ramakrishna time, Holy Mother's time, Swami Vivekananda's time, or some great Ramana Maharshi time, or Jesus' time, and you would have got just touch. Then we would have got spiritual illumination, spiritual ecstasy, and we would have got emancipation. No problem of this struggle, japa, meditation, control mind. You should do that spiritual practice, this spiritual practice. Nothing would have been done. We missed a chance. We understand. We think that when we read the life of all of them. Now, Mathunath Vishwas is asking for the spiritual ecstasy. Now, all these great people, they won't give anything simple. They try to test. Simply in Kathopanishad, if you remember how whoever has read, we know that when the Nachiketa asked for Brahma Vidya, self-knowledge, Yama tested him. So similarly, now Sri Ramakrishna is telling that, oh my dear, why you want all this? You are happy now. You are okay now. This is not your cup of tea. So please, better you don't have. You should not have it. Why? Because it doesn't befit you. It doesn't suit you. You are okay. So better don't think for it and don't crave for it. Mathunath Vishwas said, no, my dear Baba, you can't bluff me anymore. I want ecstasy. I want the experience of Bhava Samadhi. Now, again, Shardanji is telling a beautiful thing. What was the conviction, or what the type of conviction Mathur had at that time about Sri Ramakrishna, which is very important for all of us. If a person, after committing any sinful act, even that is murder, frankly and sincerely took refuge in the master, he lovingly accepted that person and forgave all mistakes. He endowed that person with the power to recognize and realize the higher ideal. The impossible became possible by virtue of the mysterious power that worked through the master. Living in the company of the master and watching his experience of immense bliss in Bhava Samadhi, the worldly minded Mathur wanted to know more about this mysterious phenomenon. He was firmly convinced the Father has the power to transmit Samadhi to others by a mere wish, because he himself is Shiva, Kali, Krishna, Rama, and all other forms of God. It is easy for him. It is not surprising that, out of mercy, he can show any one of his forms to anybody. So, this was the conviction of the Mathur during this time. He's thinking, if we sincerely pray, sincerely surrender to Sri Ramakrishna, he forgives all our mistakes and sins and the errors, and he gives whatever we desire. That was the mindset. Now, who can receive the blessings of the, what do you say, God? So, such mindset we need. One is sincerity, utmost sincerity, and frankfulness, and I want God and God alone. So, such, that's the one thing. Second thing, completely dissolving the unripened ego in the God. Completely, not I, but thou. To me, to me, to me. To ye, we all see that in Sri Ramakrishna's example or in the teachings. Not I, but thou. Not I, but thou. That completely surrender it comes, then definitely God's grace falls upon us completely. Interestingly, on funny side, once our Gurudev, Swami Ranganathanji, he got the blessings of the apostle, the direct disciple of Swami Akhandanji. Once he went to see Swami Akhandanji. He went to see Akhandanji and he went and he prostrated, he did pranams. And Akhanji was very happy to see Swami Ranganathanji and he asked, "Oh my dear, what do you want?" Swami Ranganathanji asked, "Revered Maharaj, I would like to spread the teachings of the Vedanta and Holy Trio. Please bless me." So Akhandanji blessed, "May the Mother Saraswati stay on your tongue." And that's how he was known as Second Vivekananda. He traveled more than 30 countries in those days without WhatsApp or internet, and he spread the Vedanta. Such a beautiful, quite a few Western centers started because of him. That's the one thing. And parallelly, when he goes and meet Swami Vijnananandji. Now from Calcutta in those days, Allahabad, he has come. There was not much food for him. He's a young chap, and he has gone and he met Swami Vijnananandji. And Vijnanji was sitting outside the ashrama in the easy chair, and he said, "Oh, I'm so and so. I came from Belur Math." He said, "Okay, fine. Why did you come?" "Oh, to meet you." "How to meet me? Okay, you are met. You can go now." So that was the reply was given by Swami Vijnananandji. Swami Ranganathanji was very, unhappy. Unhappy means helpless because he's hungry and he's come from such a long distance, no bath for 2-3 days probably. And he said, "I need some water at least." "Oh, outside there's a tap. Go and drink and go." He said, then Swami Ranganathanji has to come, have the water, outside tap water, and he has to leave. So how Brahmagnani is sometimes extreme things happen. But anyhow, he accepted both. So Swami Ranganathanji was the president that time. He was the president of the order. When he became the president, one more Swami Atmasthanji, next after some time, he also became president. He went and asked, "Maharaj, how did you feel? How do you feel now?" He said, "See, this is the greatest miracle. The greatest miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. Because a cook, a illiterate, because 7th or 8th standard he had studied, that's all. So not even living certificate. So the cook who joined at the young age and who joined as a cook, now he has become the president of the international organization. This is the miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. What else then?" That's what I feel, he says. Anyhow, when he was a president and all, when he was a president, so one, I think, a brahmachari or a devotee, he went, who had studied somewhat about Gurudev's life, and he said, "Maharaj, please bless me as Swami Akhandanandji blessed you." Imagine, very interesting question. As Swami Akhandanandji blessed you, you should also bless me now. And Swami Ranganathanji's pre-monastic name was Shankar, actually. Shankarnath Kutti. So he said, "Yes, as Shankar's mind, as Shankar went to Akhandanji, you also come to me. I will bless like Akhandanji." Then he didn't have any answer. He went back. So why he could get the blessings of Swami Akhandanji? Because of his mind, his prepared mind. So that's what we understand here. When your mind gets prepared, God's grace falls upon us. So all our struggle is to make the fittest instrument to receive the grace of Sri Ramakrishna or the divine or the Almighty. The same similar idea has been told beautifully by Holy Mother. The God's grace is ever flowing like Malaya Maruta. Only you have to unfurl your flag of the boat, then you can use the wind and you can go further. So similarly, Sri Ramakrishna's grace is ever flowing. Only you have to prepare yourself so that you can receive his grace. Now, Mathurnath Vishwas, he has now understood and he has got convinced that I can get the Sri Ramakrishna's grace. And if I get Sri Ramakrishna's grace, anything and everything is possible. So I will ask the best thing, what is that Bhava Samadhi without any spiritual practice? Now, Sri Ramakrishna is saying that you should give a Samadhi. And now, Sri Ramakrishna is giving a very philosophical, beautiful talk from based on the Bhagavata. He's saying, look, do devotees want to see the cosmic God? They only want to serve him. If a man experiences the cosmic power of God, he becomes afraid and his love of God is suppressed. When Krishna went to Mathura, the gopis were extremely distressed by pangs of separation. Knowing their sad condition, Krishna sent Uddhava to console them. It is a beautiful story. I will tell the background, you will understand. Two things here you have to see. One is Gita. Krishna and Arjuna, they were friends. They were relatives and as well as close friends. So that's the reason Arjuna sometimes negatively he spoke about Krishna and very lightly has spoken many times, and as a friend he has spoken many times. Now when Arjuna saw the Vishwarupa Darshana, the universal form, cosmic form of Krishna, then he started feeling trembling. He said, "Oh my dear, please forgive me, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have hurted you, if I have spoken lightly about you, or if I touched my legs with you, and etc. Please forgive me." Now, that friendly relationship has gone, fear has come over on the Arjuna, and he prays, he prays pardon, he begs pardon time and again, and he says, "Please take away this form. I don't want, I want the Krishna which was earlier." Then Krishna laughs and he comes back. And it continues. This is the one. So Arjuna, though he was a friend of him, but he was unable to, which was very rare indeed, but he got easily. Arjuna was unable to understand, unable to accept and hold, and not only that, he had a fear. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. The devotees always want to serve the Lord. They don't want to see his cosmic form. This is one side story. The other story is what? Krishna had come, is living in Mathura now. So he has come from Vrindavan. The gopis, the ladies who were so much attached to Krishna, they were feeling bad. They were waiting for Krishna and they were feeling that viraha vedana, pain of separation, and they were feeling bad about it. And Krishna wanted to console them, and he also wanted to teach this Uddhava. Uddhava is a born hardcore gnani. And he wanted to teach him also. So he explains all the situation and he tells Uddhava, go and do something. Uddhava thought these are like thinking God and remembering God and crying and all. It is all nonsense and inferior, just like Totapuri case we have seen already. So like that he also said. And he went and gopis, the ladies, cowherd ladies were crying because they are thinking that they are not able to see Krishna and they are separated and etc. And Uddhava sees and says, "Oh, it's all emotional fool, and it's all inferior." And he thinks, "Why are you doing like this, fools, emotional fools? Why are you crying like this? It is very inferior. Why? It is a common sense. Krishna is not only in Mathura, is not only Vrindavan, is not only in place. He's a God, if you say, or if you understand. He's omniscient. He's there everywhere. He's in your heart. Try to understand, try to experience, try to meditate, try to remember him. And you do. Why do you cry? Like that, like the Uddhava started giving a lecture. Because he was a Vedantin, he started giving a lecture. Now, they heard a lecture, an off lecture, and these cowherd ladies said, "Oh, my dear Uddhava, you are a great gnani, you are a great philosopher, and you understand all these things, but we are all common household ladies, and we're illiterate, and we don't know any of your philosophies. And if we were able to meditate, if we were able to do this, all these discriminations, we would not have felt this." Then Uddhava said, "Okay, fine. You might not have thought over, or nobody have said this for you, probably. Now I am telling you, I am giving the gnana, knowledge. Please go on now." Interestingly, the gopis tell, "Oh, my dear Uddhava, if we had that type of mind that is needed for japa and meditation, we could do those things. But this is one part. Second part is very important. But long ago, we offered our minds completely at the lotus feet of Krishna. Do we own anything, such as a body, sense, or a mind, which we could connect to our eye consciousness and perform japa? Uddhava was dumbfounded at this. He then realized how deep and unique was the gopis' love for Krishna. He bowed down to them as he would to a guru and returned to Mathura. Look, do two devotees want to see God? They get joy only by serving Him. Beyond that, they do not care for visions or any other experiences. Such things ruin that spiritual mood. That's how Sri Ramakrishna ends his small pep talk or a lecture for Mathurnath. Now you see, interestingly, gopis are saying we don't know to do japa meditation. Why? Because we are not interested in spiritual practice. We cannot do spiritual practice. No, they are telling that we have already offered our body, mind, everything at the feet of Lord Krishna. We don't have anything to say ours, mine. Then where to think of meditating? Oh, I shall meditate. I shall do japa. I shall do this spiritual practice. I shall do this penance. Where to think? Because there is no I at all. What an amount of self dedication or complete surrender. When Uddhava heard this, he was dumbfounded. He understood what is para bhakti, supreme devotion. He understood and he bowed down and he came back. Now, explaining all these things, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, okay, you are a devotee. Now, devotees, they always love to serve the God, not to experience the God and its universal form. Same thing we can see in the Yashoda's life. When Krishna wanted to give the mukti, moksha, emancipation, Yashoda said, my dear son, I don't want. What? People are doing penance years after year, lives after life to get all these things. You don't want this? Yashoda says, no, my dear. Because I want to enjoy the sugar, I don't want to become the sugar, she says. If I become the sugar, Aham Brahmasmi, if I become Brahman, I cannot enjoy. If I have got a separation, then only I can enjoy. Ant can enjoy the sugar, isn't it? So similarly, I would love to bathe you, I would like to serve you, I would like to cajole you and take care of you. That is the joy in that. I don't want to merge in you. I don't want to get merged in you. So I don't want to be sugar. I want to enjoy sugar, Yashoda says. So that is the devotion Sri Ramakrishna is saying here. And you are a devotee. You are good and try to be ethical and moral and sincere devotee. Never mind. And apart from that, you try to serve the Lord. You try to serve the Lord. That is what the devotee's mindset. The moment you go into all this gnana and this bhava samadhi and all, you can't enjoy. This is the the lecture was given by Sri Ramakrishna to Mathur. It is a test actually, test or experiment. Now, whether Mathur accepts or not, what does he do? It is very interesting. We shall try to discuss in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.